And welcome back to a new podcast. This is not the
Woo!
podcast where we pretend to Woo! This is not the podcast where we vaguely pretend to talk about movies and make 9/11 jokes. Um, this is a podcast where we vaguely pretend to talk about sports and make 9/11 jokes.
Yeah, this is the podcast where we pretend we know ball.
We pretend we're confident individuals.
We pretend to indeed know ball.
Oh, I know ball, buddy. I got two of them.
Hey, me too.
Oh, good.
Combined that's four ball. But what are we doing today? What's on the agenda? What's on the docket? One might ask.
All right. So a little bit of what is it? I was going to say clerical, but that's not the right word at all. Um, a little bit of housekeeping, if you will. This will not be on the Uncut Version podcast channel. This will just be on my own personal channel. Nate's here currently. Nate is going to do this with me as Nate is available. I might have other guests that come on from time to time. But as Nate is available, he will be here. But anyways, we
I'll
are
I'll
doing
I'll,
March Madness bracket.
I'll be
Sorry,
like the I'll be
go
like
ahead.
that uncle guest character that shows up on a sitcom for like four episodes and you don't see him till next season.
You'll be like Kramer in
Yeah,
Seinfeld, except
yeah. I'll just be
without the N,
without
without
the
the N word.
yeah. But
Hopefully.
yeah, well, jury's out on that.
We'll save that for season 2 at least.
Yeah, what do you say, March Madness, and we might peruse a mock draft or two.
I don't think we'll do 2, but we'll definitely do 1.
We'll peruse the idea.
I do like that. But let's get started with March Madness. We're gonna get this episode out, I don't know, probably tomorrow. Before March Madness starts.
Yeah, I full disclaimer, know nothing about college ball, and I'm only making my picks based off of vibes.
I will try my hardest to give a little bit more insight than Nate. But
Most of
uh,
my ball knowledge comes in football, and a little bit of baseball. Not too much baseball.
yeah, but we're gonna kick it off with. Do you have a bracket in front of you
I do,
currently?
yes.
Okay, so we're gonna kick it off with Auburn versus Alabama State. Alabama State won on a buzzer beater today. They beat St. Francis, like I think it was 71-70.
Oh, hold on, let me 70 to 68.
Okay, yeah, they hit a last second layup. I was actually watching the game, which shows you how boring my day was. I watched the fucking first four game.
Hey, it's all right. I like first four games.
Yeah, it was better than the other one we got today, where
I remember.
UNC beat San Diego State by 50 points.
Yeah, that
Or
was
sorry, not Utah State, UConn.
no, it was SDSU.
No, sorry, I messed up twice. I was trying to say the other team. It was UNC. It wasn't UConn or Utah State. I'm kind of an idiot.
Yeah, UNC, SDSU. They beat them by just under 30. No, I like first four. I remember a couple years ago I watched St. Bonaventure. I don't remember who they were playing, but there's a kid that I went to high school
Surprised.
with who played for St.
Ooh,
Bonaventure and made it to the tournament. So it was pretty exciting.
yeah. I forgot St. Bonaventure was a school. That was what, like 2022 when they were pretty decent.
No, it was when it was early. It was either I think it was my sophomore year of high school, so it would have been like 2018 ish.
Oh, I think they had a run one year though.
Let's
So,
peruse a little bit.
I'll look at the St. Bonaventure Bonnies men basketball team. What are they named after the fucking bunny from Five Nights at Freddy's?
Well, oh, did they?
Well, I guess they made the tournament in 2021, so they
Yeah, I
didn't win a
mean,
game, but
no. Let me look up their history. They
well,
made. Sorry, go ahead.
they made it in 2018 too, so that could be correct.
Yes, so that was the year I remember watching it. 2018, which 2018. I don't remember if they won a game. I don't think they did.
I don't.
Uh,
Well, they won the first four game.
well, yeah, but like an actual bracket game.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull up, see if I can find it somewhere. St. Bonaventure, they were a 16 seed, so probably not.
No, no, no.
Hold on, they were not. I gotta get a little control F here.
The F stands for Final Four.
They lost to Florida in round one as the 11th seed. They lost 77-62.
I think that might have. That was the year that Virginia lost to UMBC in the first round. That 16-1 upset when Virginia was like the one seed.
No, no, because this year in 2018 the one seeds were Kansas, who beat Penn, Villanova, who beat Radford, Xavier, who beat Texas Southern, and oh no, it was yeah UMBC beat
Yep.
Virginia. Oh, they killed Virginia too.
Yeah, that was probably one of the worst things I've ever seen. It was pretty bad.
I mean, yeah,
Probably the
sucks,
one of the worst
sucks for
upsets
them.
I've seen in my whole life.
Let's see, the Final Four this year was
Oh,
Loyola
this was the year I
Chicago,
picked.
Michigan, Villanova, and Kansas.
This was the year I picked Murray State to go to the Final Four, and they lost in the first round.
Let's see.
In, in
This
my
was the year
defense,
that I had Syracuse going to the Final Four.
that might be just as bad.
I mean,
Um,
they lost to Duke by 4 in the Sweet 16 as an 11 seed. So
okay, that's fair. In my defense, the reason I had Murray State, I don't think I had him going Final Four. I think I had him going to like Elite Eight or Sweet 16. But the reason I had him going far was because of John Morant.
yeah. Oh yes, I do remember that.
That was the John Morant year.
I, s-
The
I,
John
s-
Morant experience.
I still think 2022 is the best tournament I've seen in my lifetime.
Who won that one? 2022.
I believe it was UConn that won, but this
I thought
was
they won 23 and 24.
oh that's right.
No, it
Yeah,
was
this
Kansas. It was Kansas.
Kansas won. Kansas beat North Carolina, but this was the infamous St. Peter's run year.
Mm. My favorite year was the year before that. It was 2021, where Baylor won the whole thing. Baylor.
Baylor. I don't remember if I did a bracket for this year. Let me see.
That my,
Let me take a gander.
reason I was so hyped that year is it was because it was my college's Grand Canyon University. It was their very first March Madness ever, and we got put up against notable 7-foot center who now plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves, Luca Garza, when he was averaging 30 points a game in college, and we had nobody to defend him because the tallest guy on the roster was 6'9".
Yeah, and I mean they they had a pretty good fight against Iowa.
Yeah, they didn't get destroyed. It's just every time they gave the ball to Luca Garza, he scored.
No, I do remember that this was the year where I had Gonzaga winning it all, and they lost in the finals.
They lost to Baylor, right?
Yes, they did, 86-70.
Mhm.
See, and then
It was
last
the year I
year,
think USC made the Final Four, or they made the Elite Eight. I think.
USC, they made it to the Elite Eight, yes, and lost to Gonzaga.
Mhm. This was the Oral Roberts year.
Oral Roberts?
Year, yeah, it's some shitty ass Christian college in like fucking Oklahoma. That my
Oh yes, that
forensics.
beat Ohio State.
Yeah, this is my junior year.
Yes, because they
I'm
went to the.
watching March Madness every minute of every day.
I remember because I had Ohio State winning this year in a different bracket, and they lost in the first round.
I might.
Oh, Ryan just died.
Did I? Can you not hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Ohio State heartbreak emoji.
Yeah. Let's see. 2022 was a good year. I also say that because I was in person for one of the Sweet 16 games.
Which one?
It was Villanova versus Houston.
Ooh, Nova won that game, right?
Villanova did win that game, yes.
Mm.
Let me see if if I still have the picture of the stats from that game because it was god awful.
Dude, Houston has let me down like every year, bro.
Yes.
Kind of pissing me off.
So both teams were about 28% from the field. Houston was 1 of 20 from 3.
Uh-huh.
Villanova was 5 of 21.
Uh-huh.
And that's all that they showed pretty much. They were Villanova was perfect on free throws. Houston was 9 of 14. They both had 39 rebounds, and Houston had 26 points in the paint. Villanova had 14, with a final score of 50 to 44.
That's probably how you March Madness.
On Wikipedia it says 63 to 55, but the picture I have says 50 to 44. So
Well, did you take the picture when the game was over or before the game was over?
uh, it was over because on the top of the scoreboard it says South Regional Champions Villanova.
Oh, okay. That's fucking weird.
But yeah, this was at the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas. It was a cool experience. Me and my grandfather got on the jumbotron.
That is pretty cool. I have a jumbotron in my pants whenever I see you.
Heyo, yeah. But we should consider starting our bracket with Auburn versus Alabama State.
I'm taking probably the number one seed in the whole country. I think
Yeah,
that's a pretty safe pick.
yeah. Although Purdue did let us down a couple years ago, but
Mhm. Here's the thing. Auburn, they have been slow. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games, and they can tend to get in their own head. If they can get out of this first weekend, I like their chances of making it to the Final Four, but they could easily slip up in this game or the next game in the first weekend.
yeah. Based off the limited research I saw, yes, I agree. I don't think they would lose this game either way. They could have a bad
Mhm,
performance, and that could definitely hurt
mhm.
their chances in the round of 32. But I think either way, they're making it out of round one.
Yeah, I do agree, but they're a team to watch more so for the round of 32 for they can get in their own head.
Yeah, good old
I'm
Louisville.
pretty sure they did it last year.
Last year. I don't. I remember. In my work bracket, there's somebody that had them going to the or winning the tournament.
Mhm.
This would have
Here,
been the
I'm looking.
2024 year.
Uh, so last year they were a 4 seed and they lost to Yale.
Yes, yes, I do remember that.
Yale.
That was a good game though. I remember watching that one.
I watched it while I was at work on the cash. I watched it on the cash register computer.
Let's see. Were there what other notable upsets were there? I guess the Yale Auburn one.
Mhm.
Grand Canyon beat St. Mary's.
That wasn't an upset. We were the better team.
Let's see. NC State over Texas Tech. Kentucky lost to Oakland. That was a big one. I remember that.
Mhm. Clemson over Baylor last year. I remember that.
Yeah. Other than
You
that,
say Oakland? You said
Oakland.
Oakland over Kentucky, right?
Yes, yes, I did. Other than that, there's nothing really that notable. I mean, Colorado as a 10 beat Florida as a 7, which is an
Yeah.
upset. But James Madison over Wisconsin.
Yes, but that didn't really feel like an upset even.
No, it didn't. James Madison was just in
Right?
control the whole time.
She beat James and on my Madison, if you know what I
Let's see. NC State. Oh, NC State over Duke. Oh yeah,
mean.
NC State had a bunch of upsets to get to
They made
the.
the Final Four
They did make the Final Four, and
because
they
they
only
had DJ Burns, the goat.
yeah they were the 11th seed and they made it. They beat 6 seed Texas Tech. They It wasn't an upset because they beat 14 Oakland, but then they beat number 2 Marquette and number 4 Duke. Yeah, NC State. I don't think they're in it this year, but that's a team to look out for.
Yeah, I don't believe they're in it. We're doing a women's bracket after this.
No. Anyway, Louisville versus Creighton. Now Louisville, I did watch a little bit of game on them because they were playing Duke, and Duke did not have Cooper Flag, and I'm pretty sure
And Duke,
Duke beat the shit out of them.
yeah, Louisville's not that good, but Creighton's not that good either. So
No, neither are that good. I'm gonna go with Creighton
that's fair. I'm going with Louisville.
just because I'm praying for upsets in most of them.
That's fair. That's fair.
Now, Michigan versus UC San Diego.
I'm taking Michigan. They have a competent coach now who isn't Juwan Howard's dumbass.
That's fair.
Um,
I know nothing about either of these teams, so I'm gonna have to go with you on Michigan.
well, one of them is in Michigan and the other one is in California.
Interesting, interesting. Yeah, if I know one thing, Californians know how to play ball.
Yeah, but this is like the seventh most popular basketball college in California.
Fair enough. Yeah, Michigan
And
sounds good.
that might even be a stretch. It might be lower.
That's you make good arguments. You make good arguments. Now,
All right,
A&M
Texas
versus
A&M or
Yale.
Yale?
Give me the Yale upset, honestly. I know nothing about either team, but I just feel it in my bones.
I'm taking A&M. Yale seems like fun. I think it very well could happen. This is probably the most likely upset of this block for me. Actually, no, that's not true. But I could see it happening. But I'm gonna take A&M.
Yeah, that's fair. Ole Miss versus North Carolina. North Carolina did beat the brakes off that other team today.
Yeah, they looked good. RJ Davis looked like he's gonna go on a March Madness run. In all
Now,
honesty,
I will say, is that UNC looking good or SDSU looking terrible?
well, SDSU got their best player back today. Dude, this guy's a crazy name. What is it? His name is Magoon Gwath.
That is a crazy name.
The first time because my sister goes to Point Loma, which is also in San Diego, so she goes to SDSU basketball games all the time.
Hmm.
The first time she told me his name, I legitimately thought his name was Mad Goon.
All right, now Ole Miss in their last two, three, four, five, six, seven. They have won three, so they're 3-4 in their last seven, with losses to Vanderbilt, Auburn, Florida, and Auburn again.
Yeah, those were all good teams, though.
They also
To be fair,
they also have a loss to Mississippi State.
I believe they're in the tournament. I think they're like an 8 seed.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see them. Uh,
Or this just in, maybe I'm retarded. Oh wait, no, they're right there. They're playing Baylor in the first round. Okay,
what seed are they? I'm just I trust you.
they're
I just want to see it for myself.
they're an 8 seed in the East.
8 seed. Oh yes, I see it. Yep. Yeah. So Mississippi State's not bad. Vanderbilt's not bad either.
No,
North
I don't
Carolina
think there.
though.
I don't think there was a bad SEC team. 14 of them made the tournament.
Yeah. SEC, I think, is transitioning from a football conference to a basketball conference. I don't know. I don't think that's a hot take to say either.
No, not at
Now,
all.
UNC, we'll say their last month, they beat NC State, they beat Virginia, they beat FSU, they beat Miami, they beat Virginia Tech, lost to Duke, beat Notre Dame, beat Wake Forest, lost to Duke again, and beat. So their only two losses in the past month have been to Duke.
Yeah, but go look at their start to the season. I'm pretty sure they were bad. Like they shouldn't have made the tournament.
When does the season start? November?
October, October, like late October, early November.
Okay, so looking at real, their first game they beat Elon, then they lost by 3 to Kansas,
Mhm.
beat the fuck out of American University, beat Hawaii, beat Dayton, lost to Auburn, lost to Michigan State, lost to Bama, Georgia Tech, beat LaSalle, lost to Florida. I mean, they're losing to good teams.
Yeah, but they're still losing.
Ole Miss is losing to bad teams.
I don't think Ole Miss is good. I'm picking North Carolina here.
Oh well, okay, that's where my thought process was going.
I'm just playing devil's advocate because I don't think UNC is that good anyway, but I think RJ Davis is really good.
Yeah,
And sometimes in March Madness, all you need is one really good player.
yeah. I don't see them going any further than the Sweet 16. I would be pleasantly surprised if they do, because that's usually the sign of a good March Madness is when a low seed goes far.
Yeah, but I'd like that low seed to be somebody other than UNC.
No, totally fair, totally fair. Iowa State versus Lipscomb.
Well, Lipscomb sounds like a chapstick, so I'm picking Iowa State.
I don't even know what conference are they in.
I don't even know where that is. I don't even know what state that is.
Lipscomb Bisons in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh.
They are in the ASUN. I know nothing about them. Let's take a look at their games.
Well, fucking not knowing about them. What conference are they in?
The Atlantic Sun.
I don't even know what that conference is.
Me either. All right, so in their last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they have a win, a loss, or no, win, loss, win. So they lost one to Eastern Kentucky on February 18th.
Mm,
I don't believe Eastern Kentucky's in the tournament.
no, they're not.
So I'm gonna go with
As
Iowa
far
State because Iowa State probably is actually a good team.
as yeah, I'm
Bless
gonna
you.
go. Thank you. I'm gonna go with the team who is not named after chapstick.
Although Iowa State did have a pretty, not an ugly loss, but a loss to BYU. But BYU is
Yeah,
pretty decent.
yeah, they are.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Iowa State.
Mm-hmm.
Marquette versus New Mexico.
I am gonna go ahead and take Marquette here. Not gonna put too much thought into it. Marquette is a pretty good offensive team.
I'm gonna go with New Mexico.
That's fair. I mean, it's a 7v10.
Yeah,
The amount of difference on
I don't
both
think that's
teams.
too crazy. Michigan State versus Bryant. I don't even
Obi?
I don't even know who Bryant is.
Well, they're a college named after a deceased basketball player,
All right.
probably.
They have played absolutely nobody of note this year, other than Grand Canyon, who beat the fucking brakes off of them. Holy shit.
Yeah, I think they play in the CUSA or something.
They play in the America East Conference.
The same fucking thing.
Yeah, the only notable team that I'm seeing that they actually played was Grand Canyon. They lost 112 to 66.
Oh,
And St. John's, who also beat them by 22.
well, yeah, St. John's is pretty good.
Yeah. They beat UMBC 85 to 74, Albany 91 to 78, and they beat Maine 79 to 59. So they're not a slouch,
Ooh.
but they're no Michigan State.
No.
So I'll be picking Michigan State.
Yeah, I am too. Tom Izzo and the boys are going for it.
All right, on to the East.
You doing the East first? We're not going down to the West. Okay, that works for me.
Well,
I'm cool
I'm
with
just
that.
doing it on ESPN, and that's just what's closest.
Okay, works for me.
So we got Duke versus either. Let's see, which one is it going to be? Either the American University or Mount St. Mary's.
I'm going with the team that has the number one pick in the NBA draft. Might be a controversial pick to say, but
Yeah. I don't care either way for who comes out of this first four game. Duke's still winning.
yeah.
Spoiler alert: Duke's probably my pick to win the whole thing.
What? kidding.
All
I'm kidding.
right.
It's not a bad pick.
Well, listen, if they can beat a tournament team like Louisville without Cooper Flag, I think they'd be pretty scary with Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
That is about the
But
extent of where my college basketball knowledge goes to, though.
yeah, I mean, it's not a bad take. I don't disagree.
All right, Mississippi State versus Baylor. I'm picking Baylor just because vibes.
I'm taking Baylor because Scott Drew is the GCU head coach's brother.
Oh, look at that. You know, let me
Nice.
give some thought to this too. They lost by 2 to Texas Tech, beat Kansas State, lost by 4 to Houston, beat TCU, beat Oklahoma State, lost to Cincinnati. I mean, they've got some good wins under their belt. UCF, they beat Kansas,
Yeah.
which I know
Dude,
Kansas. I know Kansas isn't Kansas anymore, but they're still a quality opponent.
I mean, we're going to be talking about them later. They're still in the.
Yeah. All right, Oregon versus Liberty. Oregon. I didn't know Oregon really had a good basketball program.
Yeah, Oregon's pretty all right.
Let's see. What are their wins looking like? Lost to Michigan State, which makes sense. Beat Indiana, beat Washington, beat Indiana again, beat USC, beat Wisconsin, beat Iowa, beat Rutgers. Yeah, they got a solid team. Now Liberty, on the
Yeah.
other hand, I didn't know anything about Liberty.
No. No.
Let's see. Beat Jacksonville State. Beat Kennesaw State. Beat UTEP. Beat Western Kentucky. I mean, they got some pretty decent wins.
Yeah, I mean, they're not a bad team, but
They didn't
they're no
really.
Baylor.
They haven't really played anybody though. Like they've played
hmm
nobody of note. Yeah, like literally nobody.
Yeah.
They, yeah, I mean, I like Liberty, but I'm gonna take Oregon.
hmm
Arizona versus Akron. Now, Arizona last year was pretty good, I believe, right?
hmm Yeah.
Um,
Caleb Love's a pretty good player, but that's about all they got.
all right, so they lost to Houston, beat Texas Tech, beat Kansas, and then lost to Kansas. Beat Arizona State, lost to Iowa State, beat Utah, lost to BYU, beat Baylor, uh, lost to Houston. So yeah, Arizona's good. Akron, on the other hand, the Akron Zips beat
Did
Miami,
shit pretty
Ohio,
consistent.
beat Toledo, beat Bowling Green, beat Buffalo, beat Toledo, beat Kent State, beat Ball State, lost to Ohio. Oh, got brutalized by Ohio. Jesus.
Ohio or Ohio State?
Ohio, like the Ohio Bobcats. It was
Mm,
84 to 67.
no, no, no.
Yeah, I mean, Akron's not bad, I guess, but Arizona's resume is more impressive.
Yeah, I think statistically though, let me see if I can back this up with stats and facts. No, I guess I can't. I guess whoever said this to me lied to me.
What did they say? That a 13 always beats a 4 or something?
Well, I know that happens, but oh yep, Akron is the 8th ranked point per game team
Really?
in the country. Uh-huh. They
Okay.
have the 8th best offense in all of college basketball. But I mean the 5th best offense, the 5th through 7th best offense aren't playing in the tournament. South Dakota, Cornell, Winthrop, not playing in this tournament.
I mean, I'm sure Akron put up a good fight. I don't
I'm
think
taking Akron.
you're taking it. Okay, that's interesting. I don't hate the take.
I think we're gonna get a 13/4. Let me check the other 13/4s. I think
I
we might get two 13/4s because you know what
uh
the one in the West is, baby.
well, yeah,
Um,
I also think we're getting a 13/4. I think we're also getting two because I've already picked Yale to beat A&M as a 13.
and I know which one you're picking.
Yes, you do.
Um,
No spoilers yet.
I'm ta-
You're
so I'm taking Akron over
take
Arizona.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
I've watched a lot of what is it? It's either oh fuck what conference are they even in now? Is it like the fucking Big 12 now?
Arizona, I believe they're Big 12. Yes,
Yeah, they're in the fucking stupid Big 12.
they were
Stupid conference
they
name.
were fourth in the Big
Um,
12 too.
yes. I watched a good amount of Big 12 basketball this year. It was this conference I watched the second most compared to the WAC.
The
Um,
whack.
the WAC, where dreams come true. Um, but I watched a lot of Big 12 basketball this year just because, it's the area of the country I live in, for the most part. Arizona, they've never really impressed me. I know last year they beat Long Beach State by 20, but that was a game way longer than it should have been. They pulled away like with 6 minutes left in the second half. It was a game way longer than it should have been. They got outcoached by Clemson. They've been getting outcoached for years now, and I'm pretty sure they still have the same guy. You know what? I'll say it right now. A coach basketball. If they still have the same coach, I'm picking Akron. If they got a new head coach, I'm picking. Oh, yep, still fucking Tommy Lloyd, ain't it? Yep, still Tommy Lloyd. Picking Akron.
I mean, that's fair. You know a little bit more than me. Arizona, I just based off of my experience from last year watching them, they did have impressive wins. Granted, they did
Mhm.
lose to Clemson, but it is Clemson. Like, Clemson was only a six, but they are a better program than six. I think.
To be fair, I think a lot of those wins, not to discredit those wins, but a lot of those wins weren't Arizona's because sometimes it's how college basketball can be. A lot of those wins weren't Arizona's a good team. It's Caleb Love is a good player.
That's no, that's fair. That's not a ridiculous take.
Like it's sort of not to spoil too much. It's sort of the same problem I have with Alabama. It's Marcus Sasser is a great player. I don't know how amazing of a team Alabama is behind that. But sometimes in March Madness, all you need is a good player. All you need is one good player.
Yeah, just look at Jack Golke.
Yeah, the Golkinator.
All right, we'll go with BYU versus VCU. BYU's a good program. That much I do know.
I'm taking BYU as much as I'd love the Christians to put it to the Mormons. Uh, I'm taking BYU.
All right, Wisconsin, Montana. Wisconsin, I also know is pretty damn good. Montana, I don't know much about.
Yeah, I don't know much about Montana either.
uh, for you Montana fan that might be listening to this.
Montana fan.
But yeah, I don't have any faith in Montana just because I've heard and know nothing about them.
Yeah, I have almost. The funny thing is, I have zero faith in Montana. I have just as little faith in Wisconsin, but I have just a little bit more faith in Wisconsin than Montana.
Well, I Wisconsin at least is it's a Power Five school.
Yeah, but they were a Power Five school that lost to the fourth president of the United States last year,
That's true.
and I think they returned a good amount of their roster this year. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't
I,
see
I
that.
think that's interesting.
I don't see Wisconsin going far, but I think they have plenty more than enough talent to beat Montana.
No, yeah, or yes to that part, but no, I don't see them going far.
All right,
By the
St.
way, the Lakers beat the Spurs by 20 points.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
All right, St. Mary's versus Vanderbilt, Vandy boys.
Bronny James hit a 27-foot three to end the game.
What?
His only points of the game. All right, St. Mary's versus Vandy. I'm gonna go with Vandy.
I'm gonna go St. Mary's just because they got fucked last year. I think they're a good program. I'm gonna give them this one.
Vanderbilt mostly known as a baseball school, but
Mhm.
I like Vanderbilt. I think watching them beat Alabama in the college football season last year was pretty sweet.
The Vandy boys.
And speaking of Alabama, they're playing Robert Morris, and Robert Morris is not a good team.
I just want to say, put Sergeant in front of that fucking Sergeant Robert Morris. That's some dude from a fucking '80s action movie.
Oh yeah, that's a guy that fucks.
That's a fucking GI Joe character right there.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
you're not
fucking
wrong.
Sergeant Robert Morris.
And what they're in the Horizon Conference
That's the name of like a high school
with
out
such
here in
teams
Arizona.
as
So,
Milwaukee, Cleveland State, Northern Kentucky, Purdue FW, Youngstown State.
uh,
Yeah,
no, the the best of the best.
yeah. But there's our round of 64 for the East. I guess we'll move to the West.
Hmm.
We've got Florida versus Norfolk State, and I'm taking Florida.
Yeah, I'm taking the team with the big 7 foot guy.
Florida, Florida, Florida. Let's see. Yeah, Tennessee, Alabama, Missouri, Ole Miss, Alabama. Yeah, they've got a bunch of really quality wins over the past month.
Yeah, yeah. Florida's a good team.
UConn versus Oklahoma. I'm
This
kind
one's close.
yeah, I'm kind of surprised to see UConn so low.
They lost a lot of players to the draft. It's not often you lose like 4 starters to the draft and remain good.
Yeah, I mean credit to them for still being a top half of the tournament, I guess.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go UConn. I have faith in UConn. I don't
Yeah,
I don't think they'll go much farther, but
nah, but I think it's a good one.
Memphis versus Colorado State. Now, both of these teams I know absolutely nothing about.
Colorado State moving on.
Is it really that easy?
Yes, Memphis is one of the most fraudulent teams I think I've seen in a long time. They play in a horrific division,
All right.
and
Well,
they were losing.
what conference do they play in?
I can't remember the name, but I know it's horrific.
They play in the they play in the AAC.
Not the ACC, the AAC.
Yes, AAC.
Okay, yes, which somehow was shittier than the ACC this year. But um, they won all their conference tournament games by like a point, and they're supposed to be so much better than all these other teams. They won it by like a point or two.
Yeah. See,
Like they're frauds.
they beat
And
UAB 84 to 72. They beat they beat Tulane 78 to 77. Beat Wichita State 83 to 80.
mhm.
Yeah, and outside of that, yeah, they also did not. Granted, like they play in the AAC, there's not much competition to be had there, but they did beat Clemson though.
Yeah, but I don't think Clemson's anything special this year.
No, that's fair. Um, yeah, Memphis has no real quality wins under their belt, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Now we got the matchup of the tournament right here.
Yeah, baby.
Good old Grand Canyon University versus Maryland.
GCU. Next question.
And you think you know, I'm rocking with the Lopes.
Lopes up and out. Maryland, I will say, is an awesome team. They're really good. They have fuck, sorry.
Bless you.
Got like a penis down my throat or something.
Heyo.
Um they have Derek Queen, who is projected to be a top 5 pick at their center, but we have Zion Grant Foster and Ray Harrison, the 2 greatest basketball players this side of LeBron James. So Lopes in 5.
Lopes in 5. No, and looking at their schedule, like they don't have like any noticing or noticeable standout losses or wins.
From Maryland or GCU?
GCU.
Mhm.
Like
That's because we keep things mellow.
they lost
We keep
seven
them mellow at the
games.
canyon. Mhm.
They lost to Arizona State, UC Davis, very early on in the season.
Mhm.
They lost to Georgia. They lost to Louisiana
Mhm.
Tech. They beat the shit out of Bryant.
Mhm.
They lost to Utah Valley, who they did beat to get into the tournament.
We also beat them later that season too, in like 20.
Yes, we did beat them in February. We lost to CA Baptist, and we lost to ACU by 1. And
But
then
we lost to Air. Wait, we lost to ACU.
uh, Abilene Christian Wildcats.
Oh, I thought we beat them by 30. What are you talking? Oh, okay. I see. The game before the WAC tournament, we were sitting all our players. I think.
Yeah, and they still only lost by 1.
I will shout out Abilene Christian though. One of my best friends, Damon, his girlfriend plays soccer there. So shout out Abilene Christian, Abilene. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
care. But shout
but
them out.
in all of the WAC tournament games, they won pretty handily. Like the one against
Mhm.
Utah Valley was close, but they beat
It
UT
was close.
Arlington by 23. They beat CA Baptist by 9, and then they beat Utah Valley by 7.
Mhm. So yeah, on GCU.
Good old Grand
Give me a
Canyon.
G. Give me a G. Give me a C. Give me a U.
All right, Mizzou versus Drake. Boo.
I'm more of a Kendrick guy. I'm picking Mizzou.
Yeah. Even if I was a Drake fan, I'd still be picking Mizzou.
Texas Tech versus UNC Wilmington. Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on. Kansas versus Arkansas.
This is going to be a close game, but I think I'm taking Kansas.
I'm taking Arkansas.
Really? You think John Calipari beats Bill Self?
I'm just going off of vibes.
That's fair.
Um,
They,
Arkansas football has a guy named Landon Jackson who just looks like a psychopath.
Landon Jackson is dope. I love Landon Jackson.
Oh, super cool dude, but like, take a look at him and tell me he doesn't look like a psychopath.
No, he looks like fucking. That's the football player, right?
Yeah, the one with the same thing Josh Dobbs has, alopecia.
Yeah, he looks like fucking Victor Zaz from Gotham.
Yeah, he looks like a psychopath.
That
He
guy
looks
looks like
psychotic.
he's gonna eat my cat.
But I do like Landon Jackson and I like Arkansas, so I'm picking them off vibes.
That's fair. Did Landon Jackson threaten to kill you unless you said you liked him and Arkansas?
No, I'm just really hoping that my team drafts him in the draft.
That's fair. I am. Last game, I'm taking St. John's. They were the best team under Rick Pitino. They were the best team in not the country, but they were up there. They were 30-4.
Let me see. Let me take a gander at the overall standings.
Yeah, they were pretty high up there.
All right, the men's basketball rankings. St. John's, they were fifth overall in the country at 30-4.
Who were the top four? Was it
Duke was one.
Houston, Florida, Duke, and Auburn?
Duke was one. Houston was two. Florida was three. Auburn was four.
Yep, that makes sense. That it was all the one seeds.
Yeah. Let's see. Oregon was ranked 25th. Yeah, I mean, solid teams, solid teams. But yeah, I'm taking St.
Mm-hmm.
John's as well. Houston versus SIUE.
Houston. Next question.
Yeah. Not much else to it. Uh, Zaga versus Georgia. I do like Gonzaga a lot. They have been one of my favorite teams to watch since I started watching March Madness.
Mm-hmm.
However, Georgia, pretty sure Georgia has some pretty quality wins under their belt.
They do. They do. But I will say Zaga got fucking shafted by the committee.
Did they?
They're a t they're statistically a top 10 team. There's no reason they should be an 8 seed. They have some weird losses, but there is no reason they should be an 8 seed.
Well, let me take a gander. So they beat Vandy. They lost to Oklahoma in the SEC tournament.
Mhm.
They beat South Carolina. They beat Texas. They did beat Florida by 5. They lost to
Yeah.
Auburn. Lost to Mizzou. Lost to A&M. So they had a pretty bad losing streak going for a while, but they've got some quality wins. Like that win against Florida stands out.
Yeah, they're statistically a top 10 team, I'm pretty sure.
Georgia.
No, no, no. Sorry, Gonzaga.
I was talking about Georgia.
Oh. Oh.
I'll take a gander at Gonzaga though. So that win against Florida definitely stands out to me.
Mhm.
Gonzaga. They don't have any like noticeable wins in my opinion.
Uh-huh.
They did beat Baylor by a lot early on in the season. Beat Indiana, lost to Kentucky by 1, lost to Oregon State, lost to St. Mary's, lost to St. Mary's twice actually. Three or no, they beat them in the West Coast tournament. Um, I'm not sure. I'm leaning Georgia just because mainly just because of that win against Florida, but I could see a Gonzaga win. It wouldn't surprise me.
That's fair.
All right, Clemson versus McNeese.
I'm going McNeese for the vibes. We'll be getting turnt as hell in the locker room.
I've never heard of McNeese, but I'm with it. All right, Purdue versus High Point. I guess I'll
I'm
go
taking Purdue.
Purdue. I have no idea who High Point is.
They're suck my cock. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
They're certainly a team that plays college basketball.
That is true. But their arena, that's the word, is fucking beautiful.
Is it?
I
I'll
want
take a
I
look.
want you to I want you to look this thing up. It is a palace.
A High Point basketball arena.
Mm-hmm. It is, just go to pictures. It is a palace in that place.
All right. Oh wow, that's like an NBA stadium.
Yeah, that thing is beautiful. I want them to win just for that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But I wouldn't be surprised if Purdue lost. Purdue has generated quite a few stinkers over the past couple of years.
Yeah, like Zach Eady.
That's true. It's not ridiculous. It's not ridiculous to say that. All right, Illinois versus Texas or Xavier.
I'm taking Illinois. They got what's his nuts? I had the shit pulled up. Fucking bear with me as I try to pronounce this. They have fucking Asparis Jakuonis on their team. He's like the projected second overall pick in the NBA draft.
Uh Kasparis Yaki. Yeah, that guy, the guard.
Yeah, the guard.
Yeah, I am not even gonna try to pronounce that name. I'm gonna take either Texas or Xavier because I hate Illinois' fucking name.
The Illini.
Yeah, the Fighting Illini. Stupid fucking name.
I just hate Illinois as a state.
That's also fair. Kentucky versus Troy.
Troy Bolton.
Troy Bolton from High School Musical, played by Zac Efron.
Zach Efron played by Troy Bolton.
I'm picking Kentucky, even though they produced a very big stinker last year.
And the year before, and 2 years before that.
Yeah, very stinky team.
Oh, stinky. All right. UCLA versus Utah State. I'm taking Utah State. UCLA is actually one of the worst teams I've seen in a long time.
Are they that bad?
It's so good.
I'm gonna give it to UCLA.
That's fair.
Yeah.
They're not good.
No,
Just so
I,
you know.
I mean I don't think Utah State's very good either.
No, not particularly.
All right, Tennessee versus Wofford. John Wolford of the LA Rams,
Dude, shout out a forgotten QB who somehow played in a playoff game.
and I'm pretty sure they almost won that game too.
Yeah, I think they lost by like 3.
That would have been what, like 2021, 2022, or 2020? It would have been
It's
2020.
whatever you. It was whatever your Philip Rivers was on the right. Colts.
That was 2020. Yeah, let me take a game. Yeah, that was the COVID year. Oh no, they
Mm,
literally won that game.
they did.
Yeah, 30-20 against Seattle.
Wow.
They
Let's
got
go
their
Walford.
they got their fucking cheeks rocked the next week against Green Bay, but
That's probably what having John Walford in at QB will do to you.
no, they beat Seattle 30-20.
Well,
Now, shout out
I
shout out to
think
John Wolford for winning a playoff game.
shout out kind of because I think he played for a quarter and then Jared Goff came back in. But
Let me see. Yeah, Bills Colts came into this game. But a neck injury suffered by Wolford on the Rams' second possession resulted in Goff returning to the game. Cam Akers had 176 yards from scrimmage that game. Holy shit.
yeah, that's when we all thought Cam Akers was going to be good. But anyway, I'm picking Tennessee because they're the best defensive team in the tournament.
Yeah, I'm also picking Tennessee, even though I hate Tennessee as a program.
Yeah, I have them going pretty far. So
All right, back up, or I guess we'll just stay down here in the Midwest.
okay, that works for me. Let's go back to the West.
That works too. Florida versus UConn. I'm gonna take Florida. I think UConn could put up a pretty
Hmm.
good fight.
Yeah, I'm also going to take Florida.
I do like UConn a lot. I would not be surprised if they won against Florida here, just due to
Hmm.
their culture.
Yeah,
But I just think talent-wise, Florida probably outmatches them.
probably.
Right, Colorado State versus Grand Canyon University, and you know who I'm picking.
You know who we're picking here. Next question.
Missouri versus Texas Tech.
I'm gonna
Uh,
take Tech.
I'm gonna give it to Mizzou.
I mean, that's fair. It's not ridiculous. It's not ridiculous to say that.
And we got Arkansas versus St. John's. I'm gonna take St. John's.
Yeah, me too.
All right, I think this is where ours start to get a little different because I've got Houston, Georgia. You've got Gonzaga, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
I think Houston wins either way.
Yeah, me too.
We got McNeese versus Purdue. I think
I'm
this.
taking McNeese.
Yeah, I think now is the perfect time for the Purdue stinker.
Mhm. The stinky Purdue game.
Speaking of stinkers, I have Texas or Xavier versus Kentucky. I think it's time for the yearly Kentucky stinker as well.
Hmm. I think I'm taking Illinois over Kentucky.
Yeah, so either way, we have Kentucky losing.
Yeah. Yes, we
Then we've
do.
got UCLA versus Tennessee. I'm gonna give it to Tennessee.
Me too.
You want to just do the rest of this bottom part now, or
Sure, sure. Yeah, we can do that.
Florida at Grand Canyon? You know, my Lopes, they had a good run. I'm proud of them for making it
Yeah,
this far, but
Florida.
you got to give it to Florida.
Hmm.
Then Mizzou versus St. John's. I know St. John's is regarded pretty well, but I think I'm going to go with Missouri.
Deep Missouri run. Wow, I'm taking St. John's over Tech. It's close. Tech's the best 3 seed in this tournament, but I think I'm taking St. John's by just a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair. Then you got Houston versus McNeese. McNeese again, great run. Love to see a 12
Mhm.
seed go far, but I'm gonna give it to Houston.
Yep, most definitely. And then Tennessee over Illinois for me.
Yeah, I'm also taking Tennessee over either Texas or Xavier.
Mhm,
All right, then we've got Florida at Mizzou. Again, Mizzou, great run, but I'm gonna give it to Florida.
mhm. I'm gonna give it to St. John's over Florida, I think.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And then I'm picking Houston over Tennessee.
I'm picking Tennessee, even though I hate that I'm picking Tennessee.
That's fair.
All right,
Tennessee's
now,
good. It's good offense versus good defense.
yeah,
Can't go wrong.
it'll be a good game. Now moving back
Mhm,
up, we're in the South in the round of 32.
mhm.
I
I'm
got
taking Auburn over Louisville.
Yeah, I've got them over Creighton. I've got Michigan over Yale as well.
I'm taking A&M over Michigan.
I don't have A&M, but that's words are hard.
Mhm,
That's a fair take.
mhm.
North Carolina versus Iowa State. I think I'm gonna go UNC here.
I am too.
Now I can't say the same for New Mexico over Michigan State, however.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm taking Michigan State over Marquette.
Then we've got Duke at Baylor and Duke.
Mhm. Yeah,
Oregon at
Duke.
Arizona. I'm gonna take Oregon over Arizona for this one.
I'm taking Akron over Oregon.
Interesting. Okay, I forgot you picked Akron. Uh,
The Zips, baby.
BYU versus Wisconsin. I'm going to give it to BYU.
Yep, me too.
Uh, Bama versus Vandy. I'm going to give it to Vandy.
I'm gonna give it to Bama over Alabama. Bama runs the fastest pace in the entire NCAA. They score the most points a game. They average almost 100 points a game.
Yeah, but
Marcus Sasser likes to turn
Vanderbilt.
it on in March
Vanderbilt's got the
Madness.
vibes. Vanderbilt has the
That's
vibes.
fair. That's fair. Sasser likes to turn it on in March, though, so I don't know if he can be stopped. I don't know if he gives a damn about your vibes.
Auburn or not at Auburn versus Michigan. I'm again going to give it to Auburn.
I'm taking Auburn over A&M.
North Carolina versus Michigan State. I'm going to give it to UNC again.
Uh, I think, I think Izzo's boys go hard this tournament. This is going to be one of his last years as a coach. He deserves a deep run.
You know,
Give me
Sweet
Michigan
16.
State.
Hey, Sweet 16 is nothing to laugh about.
Mhm.
I just think this North Carolina team is dangerous right now, coming off a big win like that.
That's fair.
Then I've got Duke versus Oregon. I'm taking Duke.
And that's why when you say Sweet 16 is a good run, I'll be telling that to Cooper Flag when Akron beats him to go to the Elite Eight.
Whoa.
No, I'm fucking with you. It's Duke.
uh,
It's Duke if Flag plays. If Flag activates the ankle under
that is
some
true.
freak
Yeah,
circumstances, I
if
would
Cooper
feel
Flag goes
comfortable.
down early, then that could spell trouble for Duke.
Mhm. I do agree.
BYU versus Vandy. I'm gonna give it to BYU.
I'm going to go Bama over BYU.
Yeah, it's not ridiculous. Auburn at UNC, or I keep saying at Auburn versus UNC. I'm feeling the deep UNC run.
Hmm. I don't hate it.
Then we got Duke. Or sorry, who did you you had Auburn and Michigan State?
I'm taking Auburn over Michigan State.
Yeah,
It's
that's fair.
close, though.
Then I've got Duke and BYU, and I'm taking Duke.
I got Duke and Bama. I'm taking Bama in a classic.
Okay, okay. All right, Final Four. I've got UNC versus Florida, and I've got Duke versus Tennessee.
I got Auburn versus St. John's, and I got Alabama versus Houston.
Wow, so our Final Four are completely different.
Hmm.
All right, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm rolling with that. I'm going North Carolina to the finals
Wow.
over Florida. I'm gonna go Duke over
I'm going
Tennessee as well.
I'm going Auburn over St. John's, and I'm going Houston I'm going Bama over Houston. No, no, no. I'm going Houston over Bama. Houston has to get over that hump. This is the last year they have to get over the hump in my eyes.
Yeah, I've got a classic blue bloods matchup: North Carolina versus Duke.
I got Auburn versus Houston.
No, shout out to North Carolina making it this far as an 11 seed. Didn't even know you were going to play until last night, but you know, Duke giving it to Duke with a final score. How many points? We'll say 126 total points. No, that seems too low. Do 157 total points.
I'm picking Houston over Auburn with 160 points being scored.
And that is my bracket.
That is my men's March Madness bracket. Now on to the women.
No.
No, 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 no. Wait, 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 wait. I had GCU making the Elite Eight in my women's March Madness bracket.
It's not ridiculous. It's not ridiculous to say that.
It's not ridiculous. Not ridiculous. We doing a mock draft now?
Yeah, I just gotta wait for my one-time code for Disney to send to my email so I can submit this bracket.
Who's ready for a 7-round mock draft?
No.
Oh, mock draft. How many rounds do you want to do tonight?
We could do a nice two-rounder.
Works for me. A 2-round mock draft.
I've got nothing going on tonight.
Yeah, me neither.
All right, am I logged
Except
in? I am logged in. Do 2 rounds.
I had a really, this is not important to sports at all. I had a really good sandwich at lunch. It
Oh.
was some brisket, right?
Ooh.
Some Havarti cheese,
Ooh.
some bacon
All
on a
right.
hoagie roll,
All right. All
some
right.
barbecue sauce on it. It was pretty good. I might make another one.
Sounds gas as fuck.
So when it was, pull up to the crib. I'll get you a Havarti hoagie.
I'm here for it. All right. 2 round mock draft. I think this is our 3.0 now.
Yeah, I think so. The first one that's going to be going up on YouTube. I said I'd put the 2.0 up, and then I forgot. I forgot it. All right, let me do this real quick. So are you on the mock draft now? You ready?
Yes, I'm just cleaning up a few things real quick.
Okay. So I'll get in, talk about this real quick. First thing I have happening in the mock draft is the odds of the Texans pick being traded are now at about 60%. So I
The
think the Giants are going to
Texans?
trade.
I mean the Titans.
Sorry, I did mean the Titans. Sorry, I'm just so used to the Texans being dog shit. Uh, but the odds of that pick to be traded are now like at 60%. So I'm having them trade that pick. They're trading down to 3 with the Giants, and they are going to be uh, at 3 now. I think the player they want at 1, they're still going to get at 3, and I think the Giants don't want the affront to God that is Shador Sanders throwing a football on their team. So I think they're going to try to jump the Browns.
That's fair. However, I have the Browns jumping to number 1 now that Miles Garrett is extended. I don't think that they are going to be taking Abdul Carter with the number 2, and I have the Browns moving up to number 1 and selecting their quarterback of the future, uh, being one Cameron Ward.
All right. I have the Giants taking 1 Cameron Ward.
And now with the Titans on the clock at 2, they could have had Cam Ward. Um, Need a little help on the defense, however. I think they'll hold it down with Will Levis for another year. Unfortunately
Mhm.
for them,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna have them taking good old Travis Hunter, cornerback out of Colorado.
Mm. So that's the Titans, right? Not the Browns.
Yes, the Titans taking Travis Hunter.
All right. Bless you.
Thank you.
Interesting. I have the Browns staying put and taking the assault on my eyes that is Shador Sanders.
Yeah, that's yeah. Both going quarter. We have them both going quarterback, which is fair.
You know, you know the hit song from the '70s, "Doctor My Eyes," by Jackson Brown.
I'm not familiar, but I'll add it to the repertoire.
Okay. Well, that song has such lyrics such as sorry, let me pull it up. He says such things as doctor, my eyes have seen the years and the slow parade of fears without crying. So, doctor, my eyes, tell me what is wrong. So it's basically about a blind guy seeing for the first time, and the reason that blind guy is blind is because he had to watch Shador Sanders play football.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. And that's why I have
And
Shedeur Sanders going 3 to the Giants because Giants and bad quarterback play go together like peanut butter and jelly.
shout out Eli Manning.
Eli Manning, the greatest quarterback in Giants franchise history.
Eli Manning, statistically the most average quarterback of all time.
Which that really shows you something if Eli Manning's your best quarterback of all time.
Yeah, it's a, what either him or Phil Simms' bum ass or
Yeah,
Y.A. Tittle.
yeah. I mean, I would say whoever they won with in the '90s, but they didn't win because of the offense. Their defense was insane.
Mhm. Y.A. Tittle was good, but he was throwing to guys that couldn't get drafted into World War II because they were so scrawny. So I don't know. All right, number three, the Titans traded down for three. I have them taking my best player in this entire class, Abdul Carter. Man is a monster.
That's a good pick.
Reminds me of Miles Garrett.
Yeah, that's a great pick. In my previous mock drafts, I would have him going to Cleveland at 2, but seeing as Miles Garrett is now locked up for the foreseeable future, wouldn't be a bad pick to take him at and stay at 2, but
Mhm.
that's not where I have him going. New England, bless you. New England at 4. I've been very on the train about Will Campbell for a long time now, and that's not changing anytime soon. So Will Campbell is
Mhm.
going at 4 to the New England Patriots.
At number four to the New England Patriots, I have Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter is probably the third best player in this class in my eyes. Abdul Carter being one, Ashton Genty being number two. Uh, what better team for Travis Hunter go to than the Patriots, who've already experienced with playing a quarterback at offensive positions with either Jack or Marcus Jones. I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah, one of the Joneses.
I'm keeping up with the Joneses, but I think that it's a perfect place to play him. You have Travis Hunter as a cornerback reminds me a lot of like a Trayvon Diggs type quarterback. Like he's an absolute ball hawk. Coming into the league, he's probably going to have some of the best hands out of any corner just because he plays wide receiver. So you can put him in like package sets, gadget plays, and you legitimately have him standing next to an all pro cornerback like Christian Gonzalez is gonna be like he's literally at this point a Hall of Fame talent. We just need to see more games from him.
Yeah,
Christian
he does
Gonzalez
have a
is
lot of injury
literally insane.
concern.
Yes, if he can stay healthy, Christian Gonzalez is like a perennial All Pro type player. And putting a ball hawk safety or putting a ball hawk corner next to your absolute lockdown All Pro corner is only a recipe for success.
Now, I don't know if I would call him a lockdown corner.
Christian Gonzalez, I would.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Travis Hunter.
No, no. Travis Hunter's the ball hawking corner that's going to play off the lockdown corner in Christian
No,
Gonzalez.
yeah, that's fair. I personally, if I was Travis Hunter trying to play defense, I would, as a team, and I say this about Trayvon Diggs too, I would switch him to safety where I think his talents would be utilized a little bit better.
Yeah, but if you switch him to safety, you're probably going to have to switch Kyle Duggar to a full time linebacker, which I don't know if you want to do.
No, and that's why I'm not. That's why I don't think New England's a great fit for him. I also have him going
Mhm.
second, so that's not
That's
an
fair.
issue for me. Where the Titans, they have Legarius Sneed, who sucked last year.
but it's still amazing. I
Yeah,
love my Leger. I love my Leger Bear forever.
we as football fans can appreciate the fact that L'Jarius Sneed can be a good corner. He was just, I think personally, just adjusting to a new system, which
He's
does take.
also hurt working around the year. I'm pretty sure.
I believe that's true, and it does take some time to adjust to a new defensive scheme, especially for cornerbacks, which I think is the hardest position to translate into the NFL.
That is
So
fair.
I don't think L'Jarius Sneed is going to be bad for too long.
Yeah, I would bet on Leger Bear having a bounce back season next year.
So you already have that lockdown caliber corner in L'Jarius Sneed for me on the Titans.
Mhm,
Then
mhm.
you get your Travis Hunter, throw him up at safety, so you can get you have that ball hawk ability in the defensive backfield, and I think the Titans defense, with a good pass rush addition, I think they could be a very scary unit next year.
Yeah, did they sign anybody in the offseason? Or no? I know they
Um,
signed. I know they signed Kevin Zeitler, but did they sign anybody on the uh,
let
defense? I
let
know they let. I know
me
they let go. I know they let
let me
go
take a
of
look.
Harold Landry, but he's just a name at this point.
All right. Who did they sign? This is the players that they have signed. Corey Lean or Levin, sorry. Offensive line,
Um,
Xavier Woods, Van Jefferson, Draymond
oh,
Jones,
Xavier Woods.
Sebastian Joseph Day, Kevin Zeitler,
Hmm.
Cody Barton. Cody Barton, that's actually a pretty decent addition. Yes, they've made efforts to improve their defensive line and their defense as a whole. So I think with a good draft, like say taking Travis Hunter at 2 and then taking a someone for the pass rush in the second round, I would say that they could be a unit to look out for.
Yeah, I would agree.
Now, with that said, I did see some rumors today that the old Jacksonville Jaguars are shopping former number one overall pick Trayvon Walker.
Well, like Trayvon bad at football.
I
Uh,
mean, he's all right. He had 10 sacks last year.
yeah, but he walked into 9 of them.
That's true. Um, but with that said, one Abdul Carter is still on the board here, and I think that would be the perfect addition to this Jacksonville Jaguars team.
Oh my God, Josh Allen and Abdul Carter.
Like
That's horrifying.
that's disgusting.
That I'm actually just thinking Trayvon Walker and still get Abdul Carter. Oh,
Yeah, I mean
Trayvon Walker is a pass rusher 3.
that would be a disgusting combo.
Uh, I mean, I disagree with the pick just because I think he'll be gone by then. But
Yes, if he's
I
there,
think that
I
that
think
is
that's a slam dunk.
yeah, that's an absolutely phenomenal pick. If he's with this pick, and I know there's people saying he's sliding down boards because Steve Smith doesn't like him and bada 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 bada. I don't give a fuck what Steve Smith thinks. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit who like bullies people and sleeps with their wives. Like Steve Smith has been a cancer his entire life. I don't give a fuck what Steve Smith thinks about anybody.
All right, I
Um,
didn't order a Yappuccino there, pal.
Fuck Steve Smith. Fuck Carolina Panthers.
Fuck you, JJ.
um, yeah, fuck you. What's his name? Fucking Josh
Jacob
Jacobson.
Jones. Jacob
Yeah,
Jones.
that's gay as hell. Fuck you. I'm taking Tet. I'm taking Territola McMillan. We got Liam Cohen coming over from Tampa Bay to be the new head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. He already has his Chris Godwin type and the Brian Thomas Jr. guy who can, you just say, run 15 yards, go catch the football, score a 40-yard touchdown. Now you get your Tet, your short yardage guy who can be your Mike Evans, be super consistent between the tackles. Like, I think that's just a slam dunk pairing.
Yeah, no, that's a good pick. For how your board fell. For
Mhm.
again, for me, Abdul Carter was available at 5. Should he be available
Oh,
at
yeah.
5? Probably not.
Mhm.
I do think he is the best player in this class. Just other teams have bigger needs.
Yeah, I think if Abdul Carter is available for me at that point, I am running that card up to the podium.
Yeah. Now, all right, the Raiders. The Raiders are an interesting one. So for the longest time, I had them taking Tet.
Which is a good pick.
My opinion has unfortunately shit. Well, fortunately for the Raiders, unfortunately for a certain Denver Broncos fan I know,
Mhm.
because I will have them be selecting Ashton Genty from Boise State.
Yes, yes, you've joined the dark side.
Because and it was entirely Ryan that put me onto this. They've already got Brock Bowers. They've got
Mhm,
Mayer too. Just fucking
mhm,
run out there with 12 personnel. Have Ashton Genty
uh-huh,
just go rack up 1,700 yards on the ground,
uh-huh.
and you still have quality wide receivers. Not great, but I think you still have Jacoby Myers, who isn't.
He's
Uh,
fine.
yeah, he's serviceable. Let me look at what else they have. They again they do have Max Crosby on their defense, which is fucking disgusting. Yeah, they've got Jacoby Myers as their wide receiver one right now, which if he's your
Mhm,
wide receiver one, you've got some problems, but you still have Brock Bowers as your number one target. Their quarterback situation is okay with Geno Smith right now.
mhm.
I think
Yeah.
he's more than serviceable enough to get you 8, 9, 10 wins.
Oh, 100%.
Then you throw in Ashton Denty, it just elevates your offense to a whole nother level.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I do want to say I made this pick last mock draft originally. In the 2.0 that nobody will ever see, I just want to make it very clear that I made this pick and I single-handedly convinced Nate to make this pick in this mock draft.
No, yes,
Just want to
you did. I did think like I still think Tet would be a good pick here. Um,
Yeah, that's a great picker.
Obviously for you, you don't have him on your board, so it's not even a factor for you. But
Mhm,
he is available on my board. I still think it would be a great pick for them. If I think with this pick, taking either Tet or Genty would be a great pick. I just think Genty would service their offense a little bit better.
mhm. I want somebody to service my offense, if you know what I mean.
Heyo.
Um, up top. Um, but yeah, I'm running Ashton Genty to the board if I'm the Oakland Raiders. You now have you now have the perfect game manager quarterback to run the 12 offense. Like you could have done it with Desmond Ritter, but like would I rather step in a piece of shit or step in some bubble gum? I'd rather step in the bubble gum where it's like, this is kind of annoying. You know, I can get around this. I can scrape it off with a fucking like business card in my wallet. I don't want to step in an actual piece of diarrhea. Like, you know, like yeah, I can still get it off, but it's not gonna be a fun fucking experience. So Ashton Genty, you have Geno Smith. Geno Smith's a really weird player because Geno Smith could 100% get like way better next year. It's really weird. Geno Smith's been in the NFL for 10 years, but he's played the amount of game. I think he has the same amount of career starts as like oh, it was some weird fucking person. I think it's like Sam Darnold and Geno Smith have the same amount of career starts.
Let's find out. So Geno
It's some
Geno Smith has started 94 games in his career. It looks like. No, I'm sorry, 83 games. He's played in 94. So he has
mhm,
started 83 games. Which yeah, I think that is Sam Darnold to a T. Sam Darnold.
mhm,
So we say 83 for Geno.
mhm.
Sam Darnold has started 73.
Okay,
Played in 83.
basic. Okay, so more or less, they're very similar.
Yeah.
And like we think of Sam Darnold as a young quarterback who never really got to improve. Now after his good year with the Vikings,
Yeah.
Geno
Who?
Smith is basically the same thing. He's just 33.
Yeah. And Geno Smith, Pete Carroll's running that team now too, and Pete Carroll loves his running backs. We got Marshawn Lynch, uh, Chris Carson, I think his name was for a little bit. He was really serviceable for them.
Shout out Chris Carson before he broke his neck.
Yeah, he was always one of my favorite players when I was in middle school, high school. He was always very solid, and he drafted Kenneth Walker, who's one of the better backs in the league right now.
Yeah, and Zach Charbonnet, who's one of the better backup backs in the
Yeah,
league.
it's a very serviceable RB2. So I think Ashton Genty just fits that Pete Carroll mindset. Now,
Yeah, I think it's a great pick.
now we've got the good old New York Jets.
All right. Well, New York could go for everything. That's why I'm taking. I don't think this is a controversial pick, but somebody might tell me this is a controversial pick. I'm taking quarterback DJ Ukulele from Florida State. He was one of the best. He was one of the best. He was one of the best quarterbacks in college football this year. He
DJ,
led
you
a
need to get a
dominant.
job.
He led a dominant Florida State team that was fourth in the country, but somehow got left out of the college football playoff because of SEC bias. Just telling the story of the 2023 Florida State team and replacing Jordan Travis with DJ Ukulele. Funny enough, Jordan Travis, a player who is on the Jets.
That is true.
Last time I checked, at least. I don't know if he still is.
Good old Florida State, who started 0-3 and finished 2-10.
Oh, that's worse than I thought it was.
No, but seriously, who do you have them taking?
Mason Graham.
All right, yeah, that's my pick too. They need a little bit of everything, and I think pairing Mason Graham with Quinn Williams is going to be a very stellar pick. Is
Yeah,
Quinn,
people
is
love
Quinn
to
Williams even on
people
the
love.
Jets anymore? I don't even remember. They're so irrelevant.
He is. He is. People love to pull their little shorts down, pull out their balls, and swing around their dicks in a circle and be like, Aaron Rodgers was so bad. Aaron Rodgers was the reason the New York Jets suck. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers wasn't good, but you guys also had like the third worst defense in the NFL when you were supposed to be a defensive powerhouse this year. Fix your fucking trench play.
Yeah, they were, I believe, 30th overall in run defense, and that was very apparent.
Like Aaron Rodgers did not play good by any means last year, and I don't want to say that, but like Aaron Rodgers is like still a very average quarterback by
Well,
NFL
okay,
standards.
statistically, Aaron Rodgers did not have a statistically bad season.
I know, which I put Aaron Rodgers probably right now. If gun to my head, I got to name all 32, rank all 32 starters. I'd probably put, assuming he signs with a team, um, I'd put Aaron Rodgers in probably like the 15 to 17 range right now. Like he's like the middle of the road average quarterback.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like he was Aaron Rodgers is an asshole. He's a prick. He's a douchebag. I hate him. I don't like him. I don't ever want to watch him play football again. I think he should retire from the public eye the moment he leaves football. But I don't think he was the reason the Jets were all that bad.
No,
I mean,
I agree.
maybe behind the scenes he was because he had his finger or he had his finger so far up the owner's asshole that he basically was using him as a puppet. But on the actual football field, Aaron Rodgers wasn't the reason the Jets were horrible.
No, Aaron Rodgers, like he was very average. He reminded me a lot last year of what Alex Smith reminded me of throughout his career.
Here's the difference: Alex Smith made the playoffs.
Well,
Did,
in the
did he win playoffs?
2010s, in the 2010s, the
No,
AFC West was not a competition.
I know. Did he win playoff games? No. Did he make playoff games? Yes.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers was a very average quarterback. Brees Hall being shitty last year didn't help either, because Brees Hall was supposed to be a top five running back.
Yeah, Brees Hall had one of the worst second year regressions I've ever seen, right next to Javante Williams.
Well, didn't Javante Williams tear his ACL in half?
I think so did Brees Hall.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did tear his ACL. Yeah, so Brees
But that
Hall,
was his rookie season.
Brees Hall being a terrible running back last year obviously didn't help, but their defense was just terrible. So that's why Mason Graham is a good pick. Anyway,
Mhm. Yeah.
Carolina, fuck you, JJ.
Fuck you, JJ.
Uh,
Bu-bu-bu-bu-bu.
let's see. PFF is saying they need a wide receiver, which I don't know how much I agree with that as their
I
number one
agree with it.
as their number one need.
For me, it's saying cornerback, which I do agree with.
Yeah, that's where I'm leaning. I'm thinking I'm gonna go Jade Barron.
Really?
Yeah, I flirted with Will Johnson. I know if JJ was here, he would be yelling at me for not taking Will Johnson, but I don't know. Something about Jade Barron just speaks to me. I don't really know how to put
Yeah.
it.
You just look into it and get lost.
Yeah, I look at his name and I just start getting a little scotch, a little chubby.
Little half chub.
Yeah, you know.
I I agree. Jade Barron does give me a Jade boner. Um, but I'm taking Will Johnson.
Johnson. Oh,
Oh, Johnson with the boner? Holy shit.
you're gonna do what to my Johnson?
Dynamic duo. Um, but I think that Will Johnson is obviously a better cornerback. The only problem is he has that little red cross next to his name on my evaluation sheet. But I think the Panthers are one, stupid, and two, stupid. So I think they'll look past that and take him. But I mean, the Panthers don't necessarily need to go cornerback here because they have J.C. Horn. They can always take a second round corner. But I think I'm still going to give him a corner.
Yeah, I think defense should be their identity because they already have a pretty solid defense.
They had one of the worst defenses in the NFL last year. They were like 31st in everything.
No, they were they really?
Yeah, they were. The only team worse than them was the Bengals.
Well, yeah, it goes without saying, but I feel like I remember their defense being at least somewhat competent. This just goes to show how little Carolina Panthers football I choose to watch.
Were well, I don't want to look at. I don't want to look at just passing yard stats. They were the 32nd rush defense.
Yikes.
They were. They were the what is that? They were the 23rd pass defense.
Yeah. It just goes to show how terrible the Carolina Panthers are because they're probably the team I've watched the least over the last couple of years.
And they had the most points scored on them in the NFL. They had the 29th. They had the 29th red zone defense and the dead last third down defense.
All right, so
So yeah, their defense was horrible last
all
year.
right. Again, Carolina Panthers, horrible team to watch, very boring team. I think out of every team in the NFL I've watched, I'd rather watch every other team before them. Even teams
I know.
like
I watched.
even like the Browns, because at least the Browns could be fun with Miles Garrett and Nick Chubb. But they
I know. All right, I'll be right back. Entertain the crowd for about a minute and a half. I gotta go pee.
I'm gonna say racial slurs.
All right, they won't get edited out. I hope you enjoyed those racial slurs.
I hope you enjoyed those 30 seconds of silence.
Did you just sit in silence the whole time?
Yes, I did.
That's staying in the video.
Good. I hope so. All right.
All right,
New
we're
Orleans. Nolans.
All right, I'm taking James Pierce, even though he's like a man child.
I
Apparently, he's like the
sorry, go ahead.
apparently he's like the big dude from Boss Baby.
Oof. I still have Tet McMillan on mine, so I'm gonna take them because Chris Olave might have to retire.
Yeah, him and Tua got to start like a foundation.
Honestly. Now the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears. I've got nothing on the Bears, honestly.
I have them taking Armand Membu.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm leaning offensive tackle. I'm not sure if I want to go Membu though.
because they have a good offensive interior now because they decided to rob our best tackle or our best guard at gunpoint. Apparently, I don't know why the fuck we give him up for a fourth round pick. What the fuck were you thinking?
I mean, he is 32, so.
Yeah, can we at least like break his knee on the way out or something? Like shit. I'm just kidding. I
um,
love you, Joe. I love you, Joe Tooney. I will always love you. Thank you for helping us with two Super Bowl wins. I had to think if he was on the team for the first one. He wasn't.
I think I'm gonna go Giad Campbell, the linebacker.
The linebacker.
Chicken jockey.
Flint on steel.
No, linebacker from Bama. I think shore up that defensive backfield a little bit.
That's fair. Their defense is everything about the Bears is ass.
Now the Niners. Um, Niners are a weird one. I don't really know where to go with them.
I do, and it's a pick that I personally don't like, but I
Oh
think
yeah,
it's gonna happen.
you're going with Shamar Stewart. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Shamar, I've lost all my weight, and now nothing makes me a compelling prospect. Stewart.
I think for them, I think this is where I'm gonna go Armand Membu.
That's a good pick.
Now the Cowboys, on the other hand, were probably hoping Genty would fall.
Mm-hmm.
I still think they're gonna go running back.
I don't.
And for well, looking at the Cowboys last year, their only real hole was running back.
Oh yeah, and they lost Rico Dowdle.
Yes, they did. I mean, I wouldn't say that's that big of a loss, but
No.
but looking at their team as a whole, I don't think there was much of a need elsewhere. Like yes, I did think they had some injury problems throughout the year. They could go maybe wide receiver, get a nice solid wide receiver too. But looking at the prospects, like you've got Luther Burden or
Hmm.
Emeka Egbuka,
Hmm.
but I
Matthew
think
Golden too.
yeah, Matthew Golden. I think running back is where their mind is going to be going, so I'm going to have them take Marion Hampton.
I think they're gonna go Bill Campbell and play him at guard because I think he has small little girl shoulders.
No, that's a good pick. If I was them, I would be happy about that pick. Miami, Miami, Miami.
Miami. Shout out George Strait.
Shemaya Miami to my Dolphin.
Mm, mm, very nice. Have you seen that
I
TikTok
fill
of?
her Delphia till my Jalen Hurts.
Have you seen that TikTok of Nosferatu? And he's like, "I want you to ride on it,
Yes,
crazy
you
style."
sent that to me. It's my favorite
My
scene in the
favorite thing.
movie.
It's my favorite thing on the planet.
Miami, PFF saying guard and tackle, which is definitely a concern.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. Where's your mind at right now?
I'd have Miami train this pick
Oh, that's
to
right.
Denver.
Yep, that's right. And they're gonna take Tyler Warren.
Nope, it's for a different player now.
Okay. Um, oh, you know what? I still got Will Johnson on my board. and their secondary is kind of ass. I think that's the.
Will or won't he?
I
Will
think.
or won't he Johnson?
I think that's the play. If I'm Miami here and Will Johnson's on the board, I think I'd be taking him
That's fair.
because they've got what
I'm
Jalen Ramsey and at 35 years old.
Mhm. I'm trading down, getting probably a second round pick next year or something. I don't fucking know. They can work out the details. I just make the picks. And I have the Broncos taking Matthew Golden. They need an electric playmaker. Cortland Sutton as my as wide receiver one just doesn't scare me as an opposing NFL team. Like, just honestly.
Insert LeBron gif.
Yeah. So Matthew Golden. Yeah.
All right, Indianapolis.
This pick's easy for me
Yeah,
with where we're at now.
yeah, I'm giving it to Tyler Warren.
Yeah, me too.
I think the best tight end they've had in the past couple of years is what Eric Ebron.
Hey, put some respect on my man Jack Doyle.
Yeah, I mean, either way, if those are your two options.
All right, so here's a pick where I've constantly been doing Mike Green, but I feel like hating on Mike Green today, so even more than I normally do.
Now, me, however, I have
Mhm,
an interesting player here for one Atlanta Falcons team.
mhm.
That
Not
play,
two Atlanta Falcons teams, just
no,
one.
no, just one of them. But
Okay.
that player being a certain edge rusher from good old Tennessee named James Pierce Jr.
Oh yeah, you still have him here.
And me personally, if I'm the Atlanta Falcons, I am running and sprinting to the goddamn phone to get this pick off.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going Jade Barron here just because I don't want Mike Green to be happy.
No, that's fair. Um, Arizona. Oh,
I do want to say I'm not a supervillain. Mike Green is. He was accused allegedly, assaulting multiple women sexually. It's why he got kicked out of Virginia and had to go play at fucking the college named after Eminem.
yeah, the one that's got a movie about them, but it's not about their football program. It's about how their entire football team died in a plane crash.
Well, yeah, if my options were playing for Marshall and dying in a plane crash, I think today would be the day the music died.
All right, Arizona. I don't really know where to go. Arizona.
I do.
I mean, I could go corner here, but I don't really see anybody worth taking at 16.
Hmm.
I still got Kenneth Grant, and D line wouldn't be a bad pick for them.
Hmm.
I think that's the play is Kenneth Grant at 16 to Arizona.
I'm going Derek Harmon at
Derek.
Oregon.
Oh yeah, the D. Yep. No, that's a good pick.
Mhm.
That's a little higher than I would have drafted him personally.
That's just because I don't want Mike Green to be happy.
No, that's totally fair. Now the Bengals. Now the Bengals. That's a team that could use a Mike Green.
Yeah, the Bengals don't have enough character concerns on their roster already.
Sounds like the perfect Carolina or Cincinnati Bengals pick is good old Mike Green.
I should have him go six to the Raiders.
Oh, that'd be the perfect pick. Yeah, remember when the Raiders took Cleveland Farrell fourth overall a couple years ago?
Remember when they took Damon Arnett 15th overall when he was supposed to be a third round pick and he repaid them by beating the shit out of a cop?
Remember when they drafted Henry Ruggs and he killed a woman and his dog and her dog?
Her dog went flying out the window like a fucking Final Destination stunt.
All right, Seattle Seahawks.
I'm going Tyler Booker here.
Tyler Booker. Yeah,
Seattle.
I think I'm with you there.
Mhm.
He's on PFF. He's ranked 48th. I think that's a little low for him. I think being a mid second round talent is disrespectful to him.
Yeah, on PFN he was ranked like 15th.
So yeah, I'm gonna go Tyler Booker as well. Now the uh, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They need a linebacker or an edge rusher.
Yeah, they do need a linebacker, which is why I'm picking one Jahad Campbell.
Yeah, I had him going way earlier, but if he's there, yes, that's a good pick. I'm gonna have them go Jalen Walker,
Mm-hmm.
just because I do think linebacker is their biggest need. They could go edge rusher too, but it's kind of like a to each their own situation. Like, yeah, you could go maybe a Donovan Eziraku or a Mikael
I'm so,
Williams.
I'm so proud at how good you were at pronouncing that name.
Yeah, I mean, I just sounded it out.
Yeah, but I know that's hard for upstate New Yorkers.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult. Now, I've got Denver on the clock here. You had them trading up to take Matthew Golden,
Yes.
which I think they can get here.
Yeah, probably, but I wanted some intrigue in my mock draft.
No, yeah, that's fair. But yeah, I'll have them taking Matthew Golden. I did think about Luther Burden for a second, but I think Matthew Golden just fits that offensive scheme just a little bit better.
You know what's funny? The the player that the Broncos picked at 13, they probably could have got at 20, and the player that the Dolphins are about to pick at 20 is somebody they would have wanted at 13. Kelvin Banks Jr. out of Texas.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Oh, the Steelers. What to do with the Steelers?
I might steal her.
Steeler, I barely know her. I'm gonna give him Malachi Starks. Pair him next to Minka Fitzpatrick.
I would. Do I like that pick? I thought they signed a safety, or did they sign a quarterback? And I'm stupid.
They might have signed a safety, but
I know they signed Darius Slay, but he's a safety.
he's a cornerback.
That's what I meant to say. I'm sorry.
Let's
Oh, they
see.
said they signed Juan Thornhill.
Yeah, it doesn't move me at all.
Hey, he's fine. Oh, they signed Mason Rudolph. Good for them.
Oh, what a nice. What a nice reunion for him after having to
I'm
play with the
taking.
Tennessee Titans.
I'm taking Walter Nolan. Nice.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Actually, yeah. I'm taking Walter Nolan. But nice big run stopping defensive tackle in the middle there.
The LA Chargers. I'm feeling either Luther Burden or Colson Loveland. I'm not really sure which one though.
I'm taking Luther Burden.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Colson Loveland just to have a little bit of differences. Because their last good tight
Yeah,
end was who? Hunter Henry.
yeah. Their last really good tight end was sorry,
Antonio Gates.
Antonio Gates. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Colson Loveland will be an Antonio Gates, but he'll be a solid weapon for Justin Herbert.
Mhm.
Green
Oh,
Bay.
not actually. I'll save that for this weekend.
Whoa. Green Bay. I'll take Luther Burden here. I like Jaden Reed a lot. Romeo Dobbs is all right when healthy. Christian Watson's all right when healthy.
Yeah, but he's never healthy.
Yeah, neither of them really are. So I think Luther Burden would be a good addition there to that offense. So you already got Josh Jacobs, so you don't really need any help in the running back room. Could go corner. I don't know if there's a good corner worth taking at 23. Maybe like Maxwell Hairston.
I'm taking Siobhan Reveal. Also, I think shout out my guy Ben Morrison. I think he's great.
Yeah.
He's great.
I'm gonna have him going shortly.
Probably to Baltimore if I had to guess.
Not to Baltimore, no.
Oh,
But Minnesota.
Minnesota.
PFF saying they need running back. Yeah, I guess, but Aaron Jones is still a serviceable back. You'll probably still get a good 700-800 yards out of him.
And then they signed they got someone. Oh, Elijah Mitchell.
Who?
Not Elijah Mitchell. They got somebody from the Niners.
Oh, Jordan Mason.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we got Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah, I mean, again, Jordan Mason's good. Like he can be a good running back, but
He probably will be.
yeah, so I don't think running back being their number one priority, bless you, is a good pick here. Uh, D line is a good, I think is a good pick. I've still got a few good ones left. I think Derek Harmon would be a good pick here for Minnesota.
This pick's super easy for me. Malachi Starks. Run that up.
Yeah, no, that's a good pick. Off my board, obviously, but if he was there, that'd be a great pick.
Mhm.
Texans. Texans need O line. That seems like a perfect pairing for good old Josh Simmons.
Ooh, that is true. I kind of like that pick more than the one I made for them. I
Seeing
think
as they
so.
just traded their only good offensive lineman, and CJ Stroud got destroyed last year.
Yeah, I actually do really like that pick. I don't know why I made it or I didn't make it.
Well, who'd you take?
Emeka Egbuka.
I mean, no, wide receiver is definitely a good pick there too.
Just because you can't bank on taking Tank Dell being able to play football ever again. Honestly, in all fairness, which is
He,
really sad to say, but it is true.
no, I do like Tank Dell a lot. Just
His knee was where his knee should not be, so you can't really bank on him.
yeah. Rams trying to get a little bit more out of Matt Stafford. I don't think they're gonna go on a deep run anymore, but
Mhm.
I think shoring up that O line and taking Kelvin Banks Jr. would be a good pick.
Yeah, I think it'd be a great pick.
Now for oh sorry, who did you have going to the Rams?
I think taking Jalen Walker, an athletic freak in the middle of the field, is also a great pick.
That's a fantastic pick. Um, Baltimore. I'm gonna have them take Donovan Ezeruka.
Hmm.
Get shore up that pass rush. I don't really remember who they have on the defensive side of the line. I I remember they had Calais Campbell for a little bit. I don't know if that's still true.
The Ravens?
Yeah.
That was like 4 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, see, I don't remember to be completely honest.
Uh, yeah, 2022 was the last time he was on the Ravens.
Yeah,
Did
so
he retire?
no, he's still kicking.
Oh yeah, it just made it look like he. Chiefs predicted to add all pro defender. Calais Campbell to the Chiefs would be so cool. I'd piss my pants.
Yeah, their D line is not that good. They've got Adadeo Adelaide and CJ Ravenel at the end. They've got Travis Jones, Namdi Matabuke, CJ Okoye, and Deidre Sanat and Broderick Washington. So yeah, I think adding an edge rusher here would be a good pick for them.
Who was the guy that they had in like 2023 that was really good?
2023.
Or it was 22 or 23.
Let's take a gander. Let's see. Michael Pierce.
No, no,
No, no, it
no.
was
He was a passer.
Matabuke. Matabuke.
Oh yeah, yeah. He
13.
like changed his name or some shit.
No, he's still on the team. 13 sacks in 2023.
Yep,
Uh,
Namde Matabuke. What a dumb name change. Sorry if that's like your middle name or something. I don't care.
yeah, so I think adding an edge rusher there would be a good plan for them.
I'm taking Maxwell Harrison. Their second corner on the roster was one of the worst players I've ever seen in football with my own eyes. Uh, I think this is a reach. I don't think Maxwell Harrison is that great, but that combine.
Yeah, it's gonna get somebody to bite on him, and I think that somebody's gonna
Mhm.
be the Detroit Lions.
Interesting. I think the Detroit Lions are going to do something or have something else to do with biting,
Oh, sounds like a perfect place for one Mike Green. It sounds like.
which is why he's going to the Detroit Lions.
I mean, to be fair, pairing him with Aiden Hutchinson would be a disgusting D line.
Yeah, Mike Green is physically imposing on the foot. He's as physically imposing on the football field as he is to a woman in her dorm when nobody else is watching.
All right.
Yeah, Mike Green is a monster on and off the field.
Yep. Washington Commanders. I originally this is where I had Egbuka going, but they did get Debo, which I don't really think is that great of a addition. But hey, what do you know? Running back would be a good pick. There just isn't really a good like Cam Scatabo is still available, but they could probably get him in the second round.
Mhm,
Uh, O line is always a good pick. Their tackles are good, so I don't really think Gray Zabel is a good pick here.
mhm,
They could go corner, which would be a good pick. Trey Amos, and Siobhan Ravel are still here.
mhm.
I think yeah, or not Trey Amos. Siobhan Ravel probably is the pick.
Yeah, I'm going Benjamin Morrison.
No,
They
that's
need corner.
no, that's a good pick. I don't think he's a first round talent personally. I think he is really good, and I think he's definitely going to
Mhm,
be a mid to early second round pick.
mhm. I gotta rep my Brophy Academy and Notre Dame boy.
Yeah, I mean naturally. Uh, Buffalo Bills.
I'm going. I think Nick Scorty.
See, mine is I like that pick a lot. If this certain player wasn't available, who is Mikael Williams.
That's fair. I had him going quite a while ago.
Yeah, I just the way with the way my board fell. But yeah,
That's fair.
if Mikael Williams is off the board and Nick Scorton's there, I definitely would take Nick Scorton as well.
Mhm. And
And
I have.
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. I have the Chiefs taking the heir to the throne. How did the league let us get Colston Loveland?
I mean that's a good pick. I had him going quite a while ago. I'm gonna have them taking Gray Zabel.
I don't hate that pick at all. I love
Yeah,
Greg
I
Abel.
I know you don't because your O line is now atrocious.
Kill him. Kill Jawan Taylor.
The Eagles lost a lot of players to free agency.
Mhm. Rest in peace, Brandon Graham. He
Yeah,
didn't
what a
die.
career.
He just retired.
Yeah, what a career. Two Super Bowl wins, 15 years, probably a future Hall of Famer.
I don't know. I think he was phenomenal, but he only was a one-time Pro Bowler and I think two-time All Pro.
I mean, yeah, for defensive players like him, it'll be harder for him to get in. But with that said, Eagles again, PFF says wide receivers are number one. They definitely do not need wide receiver.
Yeah, it's not even on the PFN top five for their needs.
So I'm gonna have them taking Shamar Stewart. I personally don't like that pick, but somebody's going to take him in the first round, and I think Eagles trying to piece together the rest of their defense after losing a few players. Ugh, excuse me.
Let's do.
So I think Shamar Stewart I think he's a solid
Mhm.
pick. If he puts that weight back on, he could definitely still be the good player he was at Texas A&M. It's just if he
I
puts that
think
weight back on.
Mhm. I think a lot offensive guard is a good need for them, but they traded for Kenyon Green, who was a first round pick not too long ago. I know he hasn't been great his first 2 years, but if anybody can turn around, it's the Eagles. To
Yeah.
the point, at least, where I don't think he's worth um, first round a guard is worth a first round pick to them. So I'm just going to take Donovan sorry, as a Raku. Other than Nick Manowari, he's the best player available, and I just think it's a pretty good fit.
No, yeah, that's a good pick. All right. On to round two. Cleveland, I had them taking Cam Ward in the first round. So it takes care of their quarterback. Nick Chubb's probably gone. Running back would be a good pick here. So would wide receiver. So would offensive tackle, honestly.
Mhm.
I think protecting that quarterback of the future, getting Josh Connerly Jr. is a good pick here for them.
I'm taking Josh Simmons because he's still available for me.
No, yeah, that's fair. Same idea, just different player.
Mhm.
Now, the New York Giants, on the other hand, are a terrible football team.
Yeah.
They could also benefit from some O line help. I'm not really seeing anybody available worth taking at pick 34.
Mhm.
You've got Ariante Ersay, who is a solid pick. I think he could be a
Mhm.
very solid offensive tackle. I just don't know if this is the right spot for him. You could go Egbuka and get that second wide receiver next to Malik Neighbors,
Mhm.
or we could go Trey Amos maybe or Benjamin Morrison, or I see the pick now. It's Walter Nolan.
That's good. I like that. For me, it's Grace Abel.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, good pick. They definitely need some help on the O line. He just with the way my board fell, I don't think
Mhm.
uh I don't think taking Ariante Irsay was the right play.
Mhm.
Now looking at the Titans, however, they got their quarterback, or no, they didn't get their quarterback of the future. They got Travis Hunter instead. So I am instead going to go with Demetrius Knight Jr. to help with that god awful linebacking core that they have.
Mm. That's a good pick. I think I'm gonna go with Nick Manowari to fix that awful secondary.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think any pick is a good pick for them, honestly.
Mhm. Yeah.
Now, for the Jaguars, they missed out on Travis Hunter, which
Mhm.
gives them some offensive depth as well. They did get Abdul Carter, which is disgusting, as we've mentioned.
Mhm. At length.
So I'm gonna have them go with Emeka Egbuka to help get
Mm.
a another piece for Trevor Lawrence to use to put next to Brian Thomas Jr.
For me, Kenneth Grant running that up to the podium.
Yeah, I mean, I'm shocked that he's still available for you.
Mhm.
Yeah, I had him going 16th. All right, now the Raiders.
Uh,
The Raiders, they took Ashton Genty. They missed out on a wide receiver, which they could get here. They could draft Alec Manor from Stanford. Not personally the pick I would go. You've got Isaiah Bond there too.
mhm.
Bless you.
Thank you.
You could go Darius Alexander from Toledo. Helps shore up the rest of that D line next to Max Crosby.
Mhm.
Or you go TJ Sanders out of South Carolina, who I think is a little bit more of the flashier pick uh, at
Mhm.
at D tackle, but still a very solid player overall.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think that's the pick, TJ Sanders.
I'm gonna go best player available and just go Tyler Williams.
No, yeah, that's not a bad pick at all. All right. New England. New England. I had them taking Will Campbell. help defend Drake May a little bit.
Hmm.
They could still use a wide receiver. Not sure I like any of them right here.
Hmm. I wouldn't either.
So for me, I think I'm with you. Tyler Williams right around here. Just one pick later.
Dude, my dad said just this is completely unrelated, and this is referential to our next podcast. So I told him I was doing a different podcast tonight, and he said, "Sweet, how many do you guys do a week? Or did the Inception one not count because you guys didn't really review the movie?"
God damn it, Matt.
That might be the funniest thing he's ever said. Uh,
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah. We got
Man,
some material for this week's episode.
yeah, go subscribe to the Uncut Version podcast. New episodes every Sunday. All
Maybe
right.
if we
All right.
feel like it.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. 38 to the Patriots. I'm taking Arante Ursay. He's the best tackle available for me. I don't want Drake May dying halfway through the season.
Yeah, that's fair. I think they could have got him a little later if they really wanted to, but getting a tackle
Yeah,
is
I
always
would.
good.
Mhm.
All right, Chicago via Carolina. Had them taking Giad Campbell earlier. Um, I think this might be a little high for him, but I think Cam Scatabo is the pick here. Because DeAndre
No pick
Swift
is too high.
is bad at football.
Yep, that's why I'm taking a Marion Hampton.
Yeah, that's fair. He was just off my board.
Mhm.
All right. The Saints, who probably wanted Cam Scatabo and just didn't get him, are now left with trying to pick up the pieces. They took, I believe they took Tet. Yeah, they took Tet in the first round for me. I'm gonna give him Darius Alexander here, kind of piece together a little bit of the D line.
Who is their quarter? Is it
It's Derek Carr.
okay? Still,
Yeah.
all right. I'm gonna give them. Saints need everything, bro. I'm just gonna give them Trey Harris. Wait, who did I give him first round? James Pierce. I'm gonna give him Trey Harris, best wide receiver
Yeah,
available.
that's fair. Trey Harris. Yeah, Ole Miss guy. I don't hate the pick. Now the Chicago Bears. I just had them take Cam Scatabo. They took Giad Campbell in the first round. This feels like a good spot for Xavier Watts.
Love Xavier Watts. Great safety. Not a bad pick at all.
Yeah, because I don't even think I can name their starting safeties right now. Isn't it like
Uh,
Simone Biles' husband and then somebody else?
uh, no, I don't think so. Maybe Jonathan Owens. That's Simone Biles' husband, right?
Yes.
Oh, they have Jaquan Brisker, who's pretty good, and then some other bum.
Yeah. So Xavier Watts probably go right into that starting safety role for him. Bless you.
Mhm. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's see who these
I'm
are.
I'm gonna take Jack Sawyer here out of Ohio
Jack Sawyer.
State.
Oh yeah, that's a really good pick actually. That was to the Bears, correct?
Yes, yes.
All right. The Jets. I had them taking Mason Graham in the first round because their defense was awful. So I'm going to give them Nick Scorton in the second to help build on that.
That was for the Jets, right?
Yes.
Their D line is horrible, but their O line is equally as bad. And then you have a running quarterback like Justin Fields. You want O line help, so give me Cameron Williams.
No, yeah, that's fair. I had
Oh shit! Sorry.
San Francisco taking Armand Membu in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they just lost Debo Samuel, which lost is a loose term, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna give him Alec Manor from Stanford here to kind of piece that together.
I'm gonna I'm gonna give them Donovan Jackson on the O line.
Yeah, that's fair. Their O line is atrocious. All right. Dallas took Omarion Hampton. There is rumors that they might lose Micah Parsons in the coming future, which is probably true.
Mhm.
So I'm going to give them, not that he's anywhere near the player, but I'm going to give them Landon Jackson. Because
Mhm.
maybe they can develop him a little bit to be similar to Micah Parsons.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm taking for the Cowboys. I'm taking Trayvon Henderson, the Ohio State running back, because they need running back.
Yeah, and you had them taking what that offensive guard in the first.
I'm taking Will Campbell, moving him to guard.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. All right. Indy. It took Tyler Warren. They definitely could use some O line help as per usual. Could
Mhm.
also use Nicky Manwari,
Oh hell yeah!
my beloved Gamecock.
I love playing games with my cock, bro. I'm taking Josh Connerly here,
Josh Connerly.
Oregon tackle.
Oh yeah, I already had him gone. That's right.
Mhm.
All right. Who's next? The Falcons. I believe I had them taking an edge rusher. Yep, James Pierce. They could go. They could go Ratledge here, guard out of Georgia,
Yeah,
or Jared
that's not
Wilson.
bad.
I don't know if center at 46 is a great play, but
Mhm.
no, yeah, I like it. Tate Ratledge, guard out of Georgia. Maybe play him at center
I,
if you
li-
can.
I like it too. I have him taking Xavier Watts.
Yep, yep. Good pick, good pick. Unfortunately for Atlanta in my board, he was taken by the Bears.
Oh Bears.
All right, Arizona. See, this is the worst part about mock drafts. I got to remember who took who. They took Kenneth Grant. Trey Amos. Yeah, their secondary sucks.
I have them taking Cam Scatabo just for the culture.
Yes, that is a great culture pick. Miami, they took Will Johnson in the first. Their secondary still sucks, but they're not going to take another corner this early. They could go. Who do I have for tackles left? Oh, Ariante Arce. Yeah, that's a great pick.
Miami, I had them take Tyler Booker. I think they go with like a defense pick. Trey Amos.
Yeah, that's fair. Good pick. Bengals should be picking defense every pick. And I'm going to give them Shamar Turner out of Texas A&M.
Ooh, I'm giving them Landon Jackson.
Now that's a Bengals pick right there.
That's an absolute freak.
All right, Seattle. Uh, it took Tyler Booker. They could they could use an edge rusher. Do I give them Princely Uman Malin or Braden Swinson? Or do I go off the
I
rails
know
and
who I'm
give
going
him
for.
Alfred Collins?
I don't think you give him Alfred Collins.
I'm gonna do Braden Swinson.
That's also who I'm doing.
Nice. Look at us. Who would have thought?
Not me.
All right, Denver. They took Matthew Golden in the first. Probably still looking for that running back. Do I want? See, if I'm Denver, do I want Quinshon Judkins or do I want Travion Henderson?
I don't know.
All
I'm
right,
surprised nobody. I'm not picking him here, but I'm surprised nobody is talking about either Trevor Etienne or Ollie Gordon, like for even late picks.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be like
Yeah, it'll be like
fourth or fifth round picks, both of them.
Mhm.
No, all right. So I didn't. Full disclosure, I didn't actually watch the Natty this year. I just know that Ohio State won. But the fact that two Ohio State running backs are ranked so close to each other on the board,
Mhm.
like which one is better? Like I need some insight here.
I was kind of indisposed during the national championship, so I don't know.
Oh, that's right.
I didn't watch any playoff games. My team made the national championship. I didn't get to fucking watch it.
Right. I guess I'm gonna go Quinshad Judkins. He's ranked higher on PFF.
hmm Yeah, I'm gonna go Quinshon Judkins, but that's just because I already have Travion Henderson gone.
Yeah, that's fair. Seattle again. They just took an edge rusher. Could go Carson Schwezinger here. Or maybe
Mm.
you know what? They just lost DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett's gone. Give me Jaden Higgins.
Give me Isaiah Bond.
Word is Bond.
Where is Bond?
All right. Buccaneers. I believe I had them take a linebacker earlier. I think they took Jalen Walker. Uh Jack Sawyer.
Good pick. Andrew Nkuba to play next to Antonio Winfield.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Green Bay, I had them taking wide receiver early. I believe it was Luther Burden. Yep, Luther Burden. Give me Alfred Collins.
I had them taking cornerback with Siobhan Rebel. Let me get Alec and a Manor here.
Yeah, good pick. Chargers. I believe I also they took Colston Loveland there. They could still use a wide receiver. I'm not going to give them Jack Beck after their last TCU wide receiver experiment. uh, Isaiah Bond is on my board somewhere. I think I'll just give them I'm gonna give him Isaiah Bond.
I'm gonna give him Carson Schwessinger.
Yeah, that's a good pick. The Bills at 56. This is where I'm going to have. Where is he? Benjamin Morrison.
Good pick. I'm going Demetrius Knight.
Yeah. All right. So as a Bills fan, I have a little bit of insight onto this. Don't think I do think linebacker could be a good move. I don't think taking linebacker
Mm-hmm.
in the second round is the play when I think there's other more pressing needs.
Mm-hmm. Which is fair.
No, but Demetrius Knight's not a bad pick at all. Matt Milano is getting up there in age.
And he's your only good linebacker.
We literally have Terrell Bernard.
Yeah, he's your only good linebacker.
Bro does not know ball.
Terrell Bernard has like a 22% missed tackle rate.
There's no way that's true.
Let me see if I can find it. Missed tackle rate. Oh, 6%. Okay. I might be retarded.
Yeah, Terrell Bernard's pretty good.
His overall rank is 168th in linebackers, so he's all right. Because his pass rush grade is 136th.
Yeah, I mean that's not his game though. He's a coverage linebacker.
He was ranked 168th out of 189 linebackers in terms of coverage. He has a 36.2 coverage grade.
See, I don't even know what any of that means. I just know it goes based off the eye test, and the eye test tells me he's pretty good.
Well, the numbers say that there are 189 qualified linebackers in coverage, and he is ranked 168
The
out of them.
numbers, Mason. What do they mean?
What do they mean?
But I digress. I don't think linebacker is the play. But I don't hate the pick either. I wouldn't be upset if Demetrius Knight Jr. was wearing a Bills jersey.
Yeah, that's fair.
Carolina, they took Jade Barron. Uh, I could go wide receiver here, maybe.
Mm, maybe.
Who are their linebackers actually? Anybody good, or are they both shitty?
For who? Panthers?
Carolina.
Dude, Luke Kuechly, obviously. They have who? I think they have Clowney, but he's more of a pass rusher. If I know they
Yeah,
have Josie Jewell.
I wouldn't really call. I mean, he is technically a linebacker, but
So I think Josie Jewell.
yeah, I mean, nobody is really sticking out. So I'm gonna give them Carson Schwezinger.
That's not bad. I got the tech, or I got them going Harold Fannin Jr., the tight end out of Bowling Green.
Bowling Green mentioned.
Uh,
All
Bowling
right.
Green.
Uh, Houston. I'm gonna give them Xavier Restrepo, the wide receiver from Miami.
That's not bad. I'm gonna give them Wyatt Millum.
Wyatt Millum.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, tackle. Oh yeah, yeah. I remember now. You got mad because you didn't give them Josh Simmons earlier. I'm actually surprised I came up with such a good pick like that. All right. Baltimore. I had them taking edge rusher early on. I'm gonna give them Darian Porter here because anybody is better than Brandon Stevens.
Anybody.
Well,
I'm going.
anybody that isn't named Kyer Elam.
I'm going Tate Ratledge here to fix some of their guard issues.
Yeah, that's a good pick. The Lions. I had them taking Maxwell Hairston, which I don't know if that's really that great of a pick, but somebody's going to do it. And so to compensate for that, I'm going to give them Jared Ivey to pair with Aiden Hutchinson.
Not a bad pick
Good pick.
for the Lions. Pick. What is this? The Pittsburgh Steelers have traded with the Lions,
Oh,
and the Pittsburgh Steelers select Jackson Dart, Cuban miss with the 6th pick.
oh wait, you're actually is that true? You're actually doing that?
Yes.
All right, fair enough. Just had to make sure.
Wait, what is this? DJ Ugalele just suplexed Jackson Dart and turned heel to sign the contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right, Washington. Who did I have them taking? It was Siobhan Ravel. That's right. Um, let's see. I'll give them this Princely guy. I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name.
Princely Akapukabukupa.
Yeah, something like that.
That guy. Yeah, I'll give him that guy too.
All right, Buffalo again at 62. I'm going to give them Kyle Kennard here.
You can get Azore Thomas and like it.
But I don't want him.
But you got him.
All right,
Alright, now I'm gonna go
Kansas
sorry, you
City.
go first.
Cameron Williams. I know they took Grey
Jordan
Zabel earlier, but
I'm gonna go Jordan Viena.
did I already have him go somewhere?
I don't think so.
He's not showing up on my board.
Oh no.
All right, whatever. I gave them Cameron Williams. Eagles. They took an edge rusher. Yes, they took Shamar Stewart. You can have Omar Norman Lott.
1 minute lot. I'm gonna give them Darius Alexander from Toledo.
Well, he fell
A
super
freako.
lower in your draft.
Mhm. Tafrico.
All right, so to do a little recap here, some highlights. We got Cam Ward going number one, pretty much
Mhm.
guaranteed. Team depending.
Yes. A team yet to be named.
Shador Sanders is still going at three for you, I believe.
2.
Going at two. Gotcha. Um, we've got the absolute, on my end at least, you got the absolute monster of Abdul Carter being paired with Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker. Sorry, Josh Hines Allen.
Oh, it's Josh Allen.
You got the Texans rethinking their mistakes of letting their only good offensive lineman go and taking Josh Simmons.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's about it. That's about all I got for highlights here.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Now, I'm a little bit sleepy, guys, so
It's a little bit tired time.
yeah, I think we're gonna call it here, unless there's more ball that needs to be talked, which I don't think there is.
I don't think so. I think we can wait till next episode to do the full women's March Madness bracket in the 7th round mock draft. Uh,
Yeah, I agree. Gosh, 7 round mock draft would be brutal.
I know. I
That's
kind of
like
want to do one.
that's like a 4 hour recording right there.
I have something to tell you when we end.
Oh no. Alright, well, this is the
Oh
end.
yes,
Woo!
I love that movie.
Bye.
Bye bye.